Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to this Extreme Warfare Revenge series. My name is Andy, the uncommentator for episode number 3, I think we're on at the moment, of this series. Already lost count, which doesn't bode well. Anyway, that's not important. What is important is what's going to be taking place in this video, and that is going to be, we're going to be booking the next 2 episodes of our new weekly show, After Dark. And then after that, After Dark, I'm not quite sure. There may be something else going on. I haven't decided yet. So we're not 100% sure what's going on in this series. One thing I do know, though, is for those of you that care about this sort of thing, I'm recording this on the 2nd of March, 2025. You can see that we're currently on the 14th of February. So by the end of this video, we'll have almost caught up to real time. So I'm recording this the day after Elimination Chamber, and an episode of Collision, and 1 or 2 other bits and pieces which would have taken place. But yeah, for those of you that care about my opinion, I thought Elimination Chamber was really, really good, actually. Good in most places, really good in some other places. I'm not going to rant too much about it, because if I start ranting about the guy whose initials are TS, then I'm not going to, I won't stop. But one thing I would say is that, are we really that desperate? It's pathetic how desperate we are that we're going to jeopardise potentially one of the biggest angles we've ever run. Like, just to get a few clicks on just to get a few more news outlets talking and a few more clicks on social media videos. I just don't understand that. But anyway, that's not important. What is important is what's actually going to take place in this video, and if I keep talking, that's going to be nothing. So let's instead progress some time, because of course After Dark airs on Thursdays, so we're currently on Saturday, so we need to move along. We're holding up the line. But before we get to that, we need to check these emails. So Rouge has signed with Ollie. So Ollie was, or is I should say, the new Lucha Libre promotion that opened in the last video. So they're building their roster. They've also signed Jeff Cobb. AEW have signed Rich Swann to a written contract. Fair enough. Ray Phoenix has gone to, so AEW released Ray Phoenix at the start of this series, and now they've rehired him, because why not? And Jay Briscoe has gone to AEW. Jay Briscoe's still on this game. Of course, this game, I said this in the... If you've not watched the entire series, which I know you all have, but for those of you that haven't, yeah, this database is from mid to late 2022. So that's why Jay Briscoe is still on this game. So he's now gone to AEW to join his... I don't know if his brother is on AEW at this point, actually, on here, but... Well, Jay is now, anyway. So anyway, let's quickly move on from that. As I said, we need to get to next Thursday. Okay, El Australiano has gone to AAW. Of course, why not? Mike Quackenbush has gone to Impact. Rick Baseman has taken over Ollie. So hopefully he'll be into... he must be into skateboarding to accept that job. Seema has gone to GCW. Leo Rouge has gone to GCW. I think he used to work there, didn't he? Possibly still does. Don't know. Not something I've ever watched, and that's never going to change. But if you like it, good for you. Which is ironic, really, considering how risky this promotion is. I mean, I'm at risk 96%, but yeah, this isn't real. So yeah, there's After Dark. So we're going to be looking at the next 2 episodes of that. And we're going to be building up to our next pay-per-view. Well, it's not really a pay-per-view, it's a PLE. Is it? They call it a PLE? It's neither. We'll call it a PLE. Why not? This is the vogue thing to do nowadays. But yeah, I haven't actually booked that in the calendar yet. So we're building up to an event that doesn't exist yet. As you can see, we've got nothing booked in for February. But again, by the end of this video, that will be remedied. Anyway, no more emails, thankfully. So we're now on to the next Thursday. So we can now begin the booking. But before we do that, actually, let's just quickly have a recap of where we ended up at the end of the last video. So this was the last episode of After Dark that was booked. So we had a video for Mina Shirakawa. So Mina Shirakawa has been kidnapped, unfortunately for her. We don't know by who as of yet, but that was just a video recapping that. Then we had a match between Killer Kross and Jervis Cottonbelly. So Killer Kross won, and then after the match, he went to attack Jervis Cottonbelly further. But Chris Dickinson ran in and scared off Killer Kross, and that's to build to their match at the PLE that doesn't exist yet. We then had an interview with Shark Boy. So Shark Boy has appointed himself as the sort of... I haven't quite come up with a cool name for it yet, but maybe the locker room purifier. I don't know, something to do with fish or water related term. I don't know. But anyway, basically, any sort of shady character that comes in to control your narrative, anyone with a shady past, or a shady, just generally a slightly dodgy character, they're going to have to go through Shark Boy first. Basically, Shark Boy's going to be on at them. So you can maybe say something like, I'll fish them out. I don't know. But yeah, sounded like a good idea when I came up with it. Now I said it out loud, it probably isn't. But that's Shark Boy's gimmick. Then we had a video for Gable, which unfortunately wasn't Chad, it was Steveson. So he's going to be debuting soon. And then in the main event, Big Damo and Flip Gordon were beaten by Austin Aries and Omos. So if you want AJ Styles and Omos, but you can't afford AJ Styles, you get Austin Aries and Omos. And that's exactly what we've got here. And that was just basically to further establish their new partnership. So that's where we're at. As I said, we're going to be continuing the build to the PLE that doesn't exist yet. I'm going to be doing that by kicking things off with this week's episode of After Dark with a match featuring the aforementioned Locker Room Purifier. Although having said that, this has actually got nothing to do with building up to the next event. But hey ho, it's going to happen anyway, so it's going to be Shark Boy, and he's going to be taking on someone who, is, to the best of my knowledge, isn't a dodgy character. He does have a dodgy mask though, and it is Viano 4. Because why not? Shark Boy versus Viano 4. Sounds could be good. One thing I do like about being a smaller promotion on this game is just sort of bringing random people in for a random match. And sort of the revolving door of a roster can be fun at times. I mean, obviously you need to try and establish people by, you know, having consistently appearing people and establishing them. But yes, it is always fun to bring in people for a one-off match. And that's essentially what's happening here. So there really literally is no purpose to this match. It's other than to just put Shark Boy on the show, which we've now done. So that's kind of a mask versus mask match, and the loser loses the mask. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to move on to a hype video. And it's not going to be for a match, it's kind of for a rivalry. So Adam Scherr, who is of course Braun Strowman, and Omos. So Adam Scherr is currently injured. I mean, it's not really, it's a kayfabe, I suppose, injury. And that was inflicted by Omos, so that's just a video recapping that. Then we're going to start building up to our main event, which is going to be a tag team match player. We won't fail say, there we go. And it's going to be between Chris Dickinson and his partner Jervis Cottonbelly taking on the team of Bateman and Killer Kross. So they'd be double teaming Jervis Cottonbelly and then scuttle away when Chris Dickinson comes in to save him. And then we're going to build up to next week's main event. So we build up to this week's main event. We're now going to build up to next week's main event. And that is going to be between... Let's just put the actual angle in first. Confrontation, isn't it? I need, there we go, yep. So it's going to be Big Damo squaring up to Austin Aries. So what would happen here is Damo would say to Aries, well, I don't know what this partnership with Omos is. I don't know why you've got him doing your heavy lifting for you, or what you've got over him, or how you've managed to convince him to listen to you. But you know, instead of getting him to do all your... Instead of getting him to do your dirty work, why don't you face me one-on-one? And then Austin Aries would sort of weasel his way out of it by saying, well, to me it sounds like your problem's with Omos rather than me. So instead of fighting me, why don't you fight Omos next week instead? So he basically, like, you know, like I said, weasels his way out of it, and Omos is in instead. So that's to set up the Omos Damo match, which is going to take place next week. And then just this week's main event to book, which is a tag team match player, as we've already said. So it's Killer Kross and Bateman taking on Chris Dickinson and Jervis Cottonbelly. So this match would start out actually as a handicap match. So Kross and Bateman would make their entrance. Dickinson would make his entrance. Cottonbelly's music would hit, but he wouldn't come out. Dickinson would grab the microphone and say, well, you know, I don't care, I'll kick both your asses at the same time. I'll take one in a handicap match. The match would start, then partway through the match, Jervis Cottonbelly would come out, he'd maybe have a tear in his mask or something to show he's been beaten up. He'd tag himself in, and then unfortunately, because he's already been beaten up, he ends up costing his team the match. So Killer Kross ends up tapping him out, or he passes out or something in in the cross jacket. Does he still do that? I hate those finishes. This is totally. I hate those finishes that are just basically a sleeper hold. But they give them a different name to make them sound like, oh, they're really devastating when they're not. It's just a sleeper hold. You know, like I can't even say it, but you know, like Coquina Clutch, for example. Anyway, move on. So no aftermath, and that's to build up to the match between Dickinson and Kross. Right, so that's that's the booking done. So hopefully, I like to aim for 60% show quality, so hopefully we can get to that. And that's a good start. A 74% match quality, so that's pretty good. For a random match, I'll take that. Especially for a random match between two guys whose combined age is over 100. I think Scherr was like 48 and Viano 4's 56, 57 or something. So, considering their ages, that was a pretty good match. Good, that's good. Almost gaining overness. Gaining almostness. Anyway. And more almostness gained as well here. So Jervis 2, Chris 2 and Derek... not Derek. Bateman 3, not Derek Bateman. I've done that joke already in this series. And I'm no doubt I'll do it again. Okay, more overness as well for Big Damo. So all good stuff here. No overness in the main event, but it's still a good rating. So that was good. That was all good stuff. And a 66% quality show. That's really high. That was much higher than I was expecting, and well over 60% that I was aiming for. So that's pretty good, all in all. 147 people turned up to watch that. I don't know if that's up or down. I've not really been paying attention to the attendances that we've had so far, but yeah, that's pretty good. We'll take that. Not bad indeed. Yeah, cheers, Gable. Yeah. We'll have to see when we get to the next episode. We'll see if the attendance goes up or down from 147. Because, like I said, it's not something I've been really keeping track of. Yeah, I don't like old Derek Bateman there. That was that was EC3, wasn't it? When he was on NXT. I'm not misremembering, am I? Which is why I've done that joke. Why I've done that joke before in this series. Not that it's like me to repeat a joke, obviously. I always come up with new stuff. Right, so we should just skip on to the next Thursday, and then we can book the go-home show for the event that doesn't exist yet. I mean, it exists in my mind, much like the rest of this series. But yeah, we're nearly there. I will put it in the calendar eventually. The reason why I haven't put it in the calendar yet is because if you don't put the show in on the first of the month, you can't change the date. So if I'd put it, or either that, or if it's got to be the month before. So obviously I can't. If I just booked it in now, I'd have to do it now. Whereas I'm obviously waiting to the day when it's actually going to take place. Ooh, more emails. Right, Mercedes Martinez has gone to Ollie. Jonathan Gresham's gone to Impact, which I think he did in real life. He'd still be there, for all I know. Not actually sure. Kota Ibushi has gone to Impact as well. He's left Ollie, so I presume Mercedes Martinez replaces Kota Ibushi. Not quite a like-for-like swap, but whatever you want to do. And Tetsuya Naito's gone to Impact as well. So signed a couple of modern New Japan stars. Right, so we're at the 27th of February now, so we're going to do our go-home show. But before we do that, I just need to hire one wrestler. I normally do this off-camera, should we say, but we're going to do it on camera. And it's going to be leave a comment if you know who this person is. It's going to be a Joshi wrestler. Perhaps not the most famous. But we're going to hire Takumi Iroha. And we'll sign him on a written contract. Now, Takumi Iroha, as I said, obviously a Joshi wrestler. I think she was, well, I say was, it probably still is. There was a promotion in, a Joshi promotion called Marvelous. I think she's a top star in that. I'm assuming it still exists. I keep saying was. Yeah, there's a promotion called Marvelous, and she was the top star. She actually appeared on a Stardom pay-per-view main event where she went one-on-one with Utami Hayashishita for the world title. And it came up short. But anyway, she's not going to be doing that on After Dark. Instead, she's going to be taking part in another debut. So it's going to be the opening segment of this show. Now, if you have been following the series, which I know you all have, you will know that I've also been building up to the debut of Maki Itoh. And that debut is going to take place right now. So we're going to book that in, and it's going to be as a host angle, but it's not quite going to be a host angle. It's a host angle that's not a host angle. So it's Maki Itoh and Takumi Iroha. So what would happen here is Maki Itoh would come out into the ring, and she'd invite Takumi Iroha out and say, you know, you're going to watch me. You're going to get the opportunity of a lifetime. You're going to watch me. You're going to watch me do a concert, and then you're going to tell me. You know, you're going to tell me how great I am. Blah, blah, blah. So she basically says that she's going to do a concert, and it's going to be amazing, and you're going to really enjoy it, and you're going to tell me how wonderful I am. So then Itoh starts singing. She's intentionally atrocious, hopefully to the point that she's not entertaining with it. So, well, I don't want to get ironic cheers, because you know that's what people sometimes, if a heel's entertaining, they get cheered, don't they? But yeah, so she starts singing atrociously. She asks Takumi how it was. Takumi tells her it was rubbish, and then as she goes to leave, she like whacks her with a microphone stand or throws her to the speaker or something. I don't know. And that's going to set up their match at the PLE that doesn't exist yet. Then following on from that top class television, we're going to get another video package, because one thing I do love, it's a video package. Yeah, we'll pick Diva, why not? Doesn't really matter. So what would happen in this segment would be the so you'd see on the screen Mina Shirakawa's face would appear. There'd be nothing behind it. It'd be totally black. You'd just see a close-up of her face, and she'd be just expressionless, totally deadpan, glassy-eyed, gone out of it altogether, and she'd just say, "See you tomorrow." And then when she says that, the footage would, like, you get a bit of static, like that's what static sounds like, isn't it? You get a bit of static, and then the video would end. So yeah, she just says, "See you tomorrow," and then we get a match, and it's further build for Killer Kross and his upcoming match. So it's Killer Kross taking on Flip Gordon, and Killer Kross is going to win. So it's just basically to heat him up before his match with Chris Dickinson. That's pretty much the point of that. And next up, we're going to have an interview, and it's an interview with Joe Hendry, who hasn't been featured for a little while yet. And what he's going to say in this match, he's going to basically say that at the event that doesn't exist yet, he will he's going to come out at the start of the show, and he just wants to wrestle somebody. So he's issuing essentially an open challenge. So he's basically saying, well, if you come to this event, you'll see me, and you'll see me in action. The announcer, they'll say someone's name and they'll appear, and that's who I'm going to wrestle. Or something not quite as lame as that. Then last up, the main event which we teased last week, which is hopefully going to get more than 147 people through the door. I think it was 147, wasn't it? So it's the match, the Clash of the Titans, if you like, between Big Damo and Omos. Obviously no title on the line, so we don't have any belts yet. I say yet, we may never have any. So Omos wins, and again to double down on the partnership, Austin Aries interferes. However, after the match, we get the big return of Adam Scherr. So he's going to run out and save Big Damo from the double team. And that is going to turn Adam Scherr babyface, because we desperately need some babyfaces. I barely have any. I think we've got Damo, Chris Dickinson, Jervis Cottonbelly, Joe Hendry, and that's about it. I don't think we've got many more. Well, one or two others that I'm forgetting, but I don't think we've got many more baby faces. But Shark Boy, there we go. Should have probably remembered Shark Boy, the locker room purifier. Yeah, we need more baby faces. So we're going to turn Adam Scherr to the good side, to the light side, if you like. Right, so that is After Dark. Let's go. Good, that was a good segment. Both getting over 60%, which is obviously what we're aiming for. Good, that was good, we'll take that. Excellent stuff. Cool, just under 60%, that's fine. Good, excellent stuff. Oh, there we go. And no point of owning for Adam Scherr, why not? So that was a decent show, a decent go-home show to the event that doesn't exist yet. Although we did, just under 60%, that's annoying. I thought we were just gonna nail it, but yeah, the Shirakawa thing dragged it down. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Right, now I've got a decision to make, and I think I know what I'm going to do. Let's just check if we've got any more emails. No, so clearly the promise of Omos and Big Damo didn't get more people through the door. It had the opposite effect. So we, cheers Viano. So we, cheers Jerry, that's why I pay the big bucks. Was it 147? Yeah, it was. We lost four people. Clearly, they must have known that, they must have known their styles were. They must have known they weren't going to click, and the mixed match styles were going to cause their match not to gel. Those four people, so they decided not to turn up. Maybe it was Jerry's family, and he said, "Well, I won't bother." Anyway, that's enough of that. So yeah, we're now at the end of the month. We're now on February 28th, as I said. So now, if I click next day, I'm going to get a warning message telling me that I have not got a big event booked this month. And do I really want to do that? Well, the answer to that is no, I do not. If I click yes, then obviously the time would have progressed. So, I need to put the event into the calendar because our pay-per-views, or PLEs, whatever we're calling them, they take place on Fridays. So, we're going to put it in place. I was going to do Saturdays, but we'll go for Fridays, why not? Because we're controlling our own narrative, so we're doing things slightly different. Definitely not a pay-per-view. And the event is going to be called Take Your Territory, which is probably not the best name I've ever come up with, but it's okay, I guess. And the main event of that show is obviously going to be the Godzilla vs. King Kong match between Omos and Scherr. So they're going to take their territory. That was the best I could come up with. Anyway, right, yeah. So as I said, I think I'm going to end the. I was in two minds what to do because. And the reason for that is, I'll explain this now very, very quickly, but, well, I'll try and do it quickly, but basically, I'm worried about the promotion. So, we're struggling to gain public image. I think the reason for that is because our risk's so high. So if our risk was a little bit lower, I don't think the public image would be, I think the public image would go up a lot easier. But one weekly show a week is not getting the public image up. That coupled with the fact that we are losing money. So, I mean, if you look there last month, we lost a lot of money. We're losing money already this month, and I've still got all these costs to pay. Now, obviously, part of that is my fault, because I'm hiring wrestlers that I'm having to pay that I can't really afford to pay. But also, because we're in a graveyard slot, our sponsorship money's not quite as high as it could be. So I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and get another TV deal. So I'm going to send out a promo tape, and then, as I said, I'm going to try and get another TV deal. So, ideally, before I do the next video, I could do with knowing if I've got the TV deal or not, because then I know if I need to plan how many shows I need to plan in the next video. But I'm not going to. But I am going to end the video here, and in the next video, we'll do the PLE or whatever we're calling it that now does exist, and then I'll find out if I've got the TV deal or not, and I'll just have a plan in place for whether I have or I haven't. I think we're going to do it that way. Yeah, I was going to keep booking, but I don't want these videos to start becoming long. Which we're already heading towards half an hour, which when you've only got 10 segments to book is taking a bit of a long time. So yeah, so that's going to be the plan. So I'm going to do that in the next video. I'm going to send out the promo tape and then probably repeat what I've just said, and then we'll do the we'll book Take Your Territory. So gives it a bit of build. You're gonna have to wait for this PLE, the big clash between Omos and Adam Scherr, Killer Kross and Chris Dickens, and all the other great matches that will be coming your way. You're gonna have to wait for that in the next video. So yeah, we'll sort all that out in the next video. But so that all that's left to do now is to end this video. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're here on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Uncommentator, you will find the rest of the videos in this playlist. You'll also find a myriad of other games that I have played through. If you like wrestling, then I have played through this game before, actually. I booked a year's worth of shows for PWG on an older database from 20... I can't remember. 19, was it? Yeah, I think it was 2019. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, whatever it was. Yeah, I booked a year's worth of shows for PWG on an older database. So please go and check that out. I've also done a playthrough of WWE Crush Hour. If you don't like wrestling, then I don't quite know why you're watching this video. But if that is the case, I've got plenty of other content for you to enjoy, including Pokemon, including Kirby, including South Park Rally, including Star Fox, including Crash Bash. So if any of that sounds appealing to you, then please go and check that out. But join me next time. We're going to be moving on. We're going to be booking our big February event, and then we're going to be finding out if we have got more television time. But until we get to that point, for now, from me, it is sayonara.